let's make some noise, please. Let's go. What is that? Oh, what on earth is that, guys? Right, I'm gonna do it again, right? All right, Amsterdam, let's make some noise. All right, that's better, that's better. Everybody at the back, come over. We're about to put up a show. Right, guys, my name is Oscar Mendoza. I'm the owner and director of Mendoza & Co. And it's an absolute pleasure to be here today. I am here basically to share with you my passion and my knowledge in the industry. We got a beautiful presentation of 5 models, myself and Emma, and I can't wait to get started. For now, I'll leave you guys and I'll be back with you in a minute.
Aún recuerdo cuando empezaba la feria, no la buscaba, pero cuando le echas ganas más te ayuda Dios. Hello. El peda que está en la jugada, si le pegas todo ganas y no regresas con nada, y así pensé yo.
El consejo que les puedo dar a las personas es que no se desmotiven si su situación actual no es la que quieren, que sigan luchando por sus sueños, por sus objetivos, no importa de dónde vienes, sino hacia dónde vas.
¿Cómo está mi gente de México? Superé, fue de la nada, me gustó la vida cara, los diamantes, la ropita de diseñadora, de ciencia no quiero nada, la máquina pa' contar la feria porque son vergazos lo que
Así que luchen por sus sueños, si hoy en día no están donde quieren estar, sigan trabajando, sigan enfocados, que si uno tiene fe, va a poder llegar a donde sea.
Yes, brother. Okay, now. Okay, hello people, what's up? Hey, hello, come on. Hello. My name is Emanuel Medina. I'm from Uruguay. My English is very bad, but I want trust the best for me today, okay? Hermano, estoy muy feliz de estar aquí con toda la gente.
Emma today is very happy to be here with everybody.
Estoy muy lejos de mi casa.
He's very far from home.
Pero bueno, estoy con toda la energía. Este es el país número 21 de esta gira que estoy haciendo.
This is country number 1, and he's very happy to be here.
Y finalizo aquí, luego me voy para mi país, así que estoy muy feliz de hacer este último evento en Europa y ya trabajar en Latinoamérica.
This is his last event in Europe, and then from here he goes back to Uruguay to work again in South America.
Así que muchas gracias a todos los que están presentes y espero que les guste un poco de lo que mostraremos hoy.
So thank you everybody for coming. I hope you like what you see.
Thank you. Okay. All right then. So guys, this is my model Tom. I've already obviously done half of the haircut on backstage. Now I'm going to be showing you how I've created this side into the other side, okay? Now the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is analyzing your model, all right? When it comes to cutting hair, I like to look everything about it, right? So I like to look at the facial features, the head shape, the bone structure, the hair type. Is the hair curly? Is it thin? Is it thick? And, all of this together allows me to fully understand. For me, the consultation is crucial because it allows you to understand what does he like or dislike about his haircut, and then you can target it into certain areas, right? So when he came in, he had a little bit of a longer fringe, but I noticed that the hair wasn't as dense, all right, around the front. So then what I wanted to do is enhance that area. So we started working with simple diagonal sections coming through and created our outline at the front, okay? Now, if you think about it, what I'm trying to do here as well is working with the head shape. As you can see, we always come from a round base. So in this case scenario, I found the point where the curvature starts, and I'm gonna section right up to there, bring it all into the same line, so I can create a strong outline at the front. Okay, I'm gonna be showing you everything, how I'm gonna do this side as we go along, but for now, I'm gonna let you back to Emma. Dale, brother.
Okay. Bueno, en este estilo de cabello lo que hicimos fue un estilo más mojado.
In this style of haircut, we were doing something playing with wetter hair.
Okay, voy a estar mostrando aquí la técnica que utilizo, voy a hacer un taper.
He's wetting the section that he's going to start a taper on.
Okay. Se puede hacer eso ahí. Okay. Voy a comenzar generando una base con mi tijera de pulir.
Starting with the thinning shears, he's going to start with the base.
antes de pasar la máquina.
And then going in with the clipper.
Ok. Yo utilizo solo 2 peines para hacer el fade.
Emma only uses 2 guards to start the fade.
Este quita menos cabello y este quita más cabello.
One of the half blades takes more length and weight, and then the other takes a bit less.
Es el 0.5.
It's a 0.5.
Okay. Primero voy a delinear aquí
Starting with the outline.
lo que voy a degradar. Luego comenzaré con este peine abierto.
After the outline, he starts with a 0.5 open.
Okay, guys, so I'm working now at the back of the hair. When he came in, I noticed the hair wasn't too long, and I want to give it that malletty effect. So what I'm trying to work now is with a concave shape, okay? So the way I've done this is simply finding out the occipital bone, keep myself below the occipital, keep the disconnection, and then I started to working with horizontal sections. As I get to this flat zone, I'm going to start over-directing the hair to the previous one so we can create a little bit more length. This way, the shorter area is going to be around here, and then we're going to have a small disconnection, and then we're going to be working again with a graduation slightly triangular here. Diagonal sections, we start over-directing to the previews. We can find our guide, and then we're going to point cut because the look I want for this cut is completely soft. Another section, over-direct it into the first one so we can create a triangular shape. So you can see, if you look at it from a profile point of view, we can see the shape that we were talking about. Now, how do we now connect the back from the front? For me, it's very easy. We're going to start bringing vertical sections. And now, as you can see, we have our guide at the back, but we also have our guide at the front. So what I want to do is I want to create some sort of contrast where the hair follows from the fringe and connect the line into the back. Okay? So essentially, guys, when you cut in hair, all you have to do is pull the hair and create the line with your fingers. The line that you actually want to draw. Just make sure you're creating that line. Bring another section. Push it into the side. And create your line.
¿Mi turno?
¿Cómo vas, hermano?
Te estaba dejando hablar. Ok. Entonces, mi base la hice con el 0.5.
So the base he done with 0.5.
Open.
Open.
El 0.5 abierto que quita menos.
0.5 that takes a little less length.
Luego lo que hice fue, con mi tijera de pulir,
Then with the thinning shears,
voy a conectar
he's going to
la zona
connect
oscura.
the densities.
Y ahora voy a pasar a usar el peine 0.5 cerrado, el gris, el que quita más.
And then after that, he'll be with the 0.5 closed that takes a little more length.
Ok. Cerrado.
Closed.
Y luego lo paso abierto.
And then he opens it slightly.
Esta es la técnica que utilizo también como para hacer el fade en mi día a día.
This is how he would normally work on a day-to-day basis.
Marcaré los contornos.
Now doing the outlines behind the ear.
Les aconsejo que para trabajar, trabajen enfrente. De esta forma yo ahora tengo que estar así para que lo vean en la cámara, pero es mejor que estén enfrente al modelo.
Emma suggests that when you're making the outline to make sure to stand straight right there in front of it. He's only doing this to show you all how he does it.
Una vez que quito el cabello, ahora voy a ir con... Después del trimmer voy a pasar el cero de la máquina para terminar de conectar los tonos.
After doing the outline, he's going to go now with the trimmer to take down the very, very bottom line.
Lo voy a pasar cerrado,
Closed.
solo con la punta de la máquina.
Only working with a corner of the clipper.
Cuando trabajamos con la punta de la máquina, podemos controlar el contraste.
When you're working with a corner, you can be more precise with what you're doing.
Es una técnica muy rápida. Yo con esta técnica puedo hacer cortes en 25 minutos.
It's a very fast technique. Emma can probably do this in 25 minutes.
¿Alguna pregunta que tengan?
If there's any questions, just put your hand up.
Después también les puedo explicar que estos peines tampoco son iguales.
He also wants to explain that the combs are also very different.
Este peine no es igual al otro peine 1,5.
This 1.5 is also very different to the 1.5 he was using before.
Este quita mucho más.
This takes a lot more length.
No tengo uno aquí ahora como para mostrar, pero
And the traditional one would take a little less.
es lo mismo que esto. Es la misma diferencia. Entonces, muchas veces nos esforzamos demasiado en el salón queriendo hacer un buen fade y quizás vemos que la sombra no sale.
So sometimes in the salon we can find that we can try very hard on a fade and the shadows don't really come out how we want.
Y quizás es porque no nos hemos dado cuenta que el peine es más grande de lo habitual y no quita bien el cabello.
And maybe it's because of the guard that's not taking the amount of length that you really want, creating the shadow that you want.
Okay, guys, so I'm pretty much done here. I'm gonna do the styling and then I'm gonna show you as well my fading technique. Now, with the styling, before I do anything, I've applied some products like a paste and then also a little bit of hair powder. Now, when you apply this when it's wet and you dry it after, it's gonna really make the texture pop. So that's a little trick that I would recommend you to use. And then also we have the styling clips, which I'm gonna use. You know, we want to keep this area to be flatter. So these clips are simply gonna help us maintaining the hair in that position when we are actually styling all around. Cool. Now I'm gonna simply dry the hair. Also, you can use these at the front . While you're drying the hair, just to make sure . Now I'm gonna simply dry the hair. Also, you can use these at the front . While you're drying the hair, just to make sure . Now I'm gonna simply dry the hair. Also, you can use these at the front. While you're drying the hair, just to make sure. Now I'm gonna simply dry the hair. Also, you can use these at the front. While you're drying the hair, just to make sure The hair is staying in place. Cool. And now we're going to dry the hair. I like to completely dry the hair before obviously I work onto my clippers. And I'm going to be using the diffuser in a low setting and medium heat. Now, what I like to also do is to lean the hair back. This way we're making the natural hair fall. Now, if I was to, for example, dry the hair this way, I'm forcing the hair to stay flat because I'm simply giving the hair from the top to the bottom. If I make him to lean back, or an alternative that would be better, you can pull this up, especially on a curlier hair, lying back. And now, as you manipulate the hair, as you can see, the hair is being encouraged to create volume. As simple as that, right? Now I'm going to simply use my finger to move the hair about a little bit. I don't want to overdo it. I want it to come out quite natural. So I'm simply encouraging the hair to wave and to curl. Also, he's already come in with a color that was probably done, a bit of a time ago. So the hair is kind of dry. The color, isn't fresh, let's just say. So before I cut it, when I first came in and I did the assessment, I applied a little bit of product to moist the hair. And so that's why I have applied the product when the hair was wet. Just so we can moist it a little bit, just enough. Right, I'm almost happy now with how it's looking. So I'm gonna be doing now a fading technique on this side. I'm gonna be using the line where I created with my scissors to be the top guide of my fade, and then I'm gonna use the 0 to be my lower guide. That way, we're gonna have the space where we're gonna be faded in. Now, before I go on to it, I like to explain the way I like to fade. When you fade in, you can use different muscles on your body, right? There is people who like to use the shoulders, people who like to use the elbows or their wrists. I personally like to use my fingers. Yeah, I do like to use my fingers. Because I have more control of it. If I use my shoulders, it's a bigger muscle. I won't be able to control when do you want to stop or not. Same with the elbow or the wrist. But if I'm using my fingers, as you can see, you'll be able to control a much shorter movement. And we are working with very, very short numbers, millimeters, right? So that's, for example, a way of thinking about it when you go into the hair. If you hold your clippers at the front, you're putting pressure into it. If you hold your clippers at the back, you're automatically encouraging the flick. Is that correct? So this is like little things, guys, that I would encourage you to think of before you start cutting hair. How you getting on in there, Em?
Ok, aquí lo que hice fue delinear un poco la nuca,
He's made an outline at the very back of his head,
cuidando el largo de los extremos.
making sure he's not cutting in the corners.
Ok. Algo que yo hago también con la tijera
Another thing that Emma does with the scissors
es entrar de esta forma para quitar los pequeños detalles.
is going in slightly vertically with the thinners and taking out its slight shadows.
Ahora quiero que pase mi segundo modelo
Now he wants to pass it on to the second model.
con la camiseta de fútbol que está ahí atrás, que está medio distraído, no se da cuenta que lo estoy llamando.
Lo traigo.
Así que venga, está ahí, el de la camiseta de fútbol. Always with the point of your scissor, okay?
No, but I'm still
With this corner,
I'm in a bit
put in.
of a hurry,
Who are you with?
Now, fresh.
over here.
Are you with Oscar?
Yeah, with the guy with the head. So can you maybe ask him if I can go first because I need to get back to work.
The other.
So guys, here is my fading technique. We're going to be working with a descending technique. The reason why I'm descending is because I'm creating the heavy line and then I'm deleting everything that is underneath. So that way I can create a harsh line and then get rid of the weight. If I'm working ascending, you'll normally be more elongated. You'll be pushing the weight up. You get removing more weight to the fade. So more elongated, I ascend. If you want to hash a fade, I descend. And I go from a 1.5 into a 1.
Okay, come on, go.
And then I will be going into a 0.5.
The other model.
And then 0. I find it very efficient, this technique.
Yes. Okay, come on, no problem. Bueno, él también ya es un modelo que estuvimos analizando su largo. Él no quiere quitarse mucho largo.
This is also a model that during the consultation he mentioned he didn't want to take too much length.
Como pueden ver, ya estuvimos creando un poco la estructura.
As you can see, during the time we've been able to create some sort of structure.
Aquí lo que voy a explicar un poco es, si ustedes quieren quitar masa de cabello en cantidad, sin quitar el largo, voy a mostrar una técnica que a mí me sirve bastante.
I want to explain to you a technique that allows me to take some weight without taking the length.
The camera, please. No se ve muy bien. No hay mucha luz. No hay luz. Ok. Haremos lo siguiente. Tomaré guías diagonales.
Diagonal lines.
Tomaré mi trimmer.
He's going to take his trimmer. And slightly dig into the hair to remove the weight inside.
Eso me ayuda mucho para poder generar esa onda en el cabello.
That helps a lot to generate the wave that he's trying to create in this model.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to bring on another model that I have for use, just to show you. But Tom is now ready. Again, I'll show you one last time. We've created a pattern on this side just to give it a little bit of character. We brought these lines down into it, so we created what we call our foundation. Now, if I work my foundation here, then I have the guide to go anywhere of the haircut. I can grab the guide from there, from here, and then follow up. As I came down, I left the disconnection, and then I worked with horizontals, and I kept my fingers closer, so I reduced the length only in the middle, and I leave the disconnection. After that, what I've done is I brought diagonal sections to work with the graduation, where I over-directed the hair, so it goes slightly longer towards the top, all right? Then at the front, I brought everything into the line up until the curvature of the head, and then after that, I simply flat layered this area. Why only that area? Because that's where the hair is flat. As you start round, I wanted to leave more length to cover the side and to reach down to the side. On this side, we use a 1.5, 1, 0.5 and 0 technique, descending technique. And as you can see, I'm pretty happy with the final result. I hope you guys like it as much as I do. So, have a little walk. All right, give him something, no? Oh, you guys are boring, you are. Woo! Yeah. Take a seat. You want to stand here? Stand up here. Just there. Don't go anywhere. Okay, guys, this is one of my other models. I'm really happy with how this haircut is looking. So let me tell you how I started this haircut a little bit while Emma finishes there. Very similar. So obviously the first thing is analyze. He first came with the quiff. Hair was looking up, and I thought we brought it down. He's got a quite strong, facial features. So I think that way we enhance him. If we open the hair, we open the face. If we bring it down, we close in the face, right? That's a slightly visagism, right? Now, the way I started, because I had more work to do at the back, I sectioned the back, and I work with vertical sections to create this fluid round shape coming off the roundness of the head. As I got into the corner here, I over-directed it, simply because I wanted to keep more weight towards the bottom. And then the way I came into the side is simply bringing horizontal sections coming onto the side, okay? Now, I wanted to build something that is very strong and square on the top, as you can see, building these corners. Again, because I do think it really matches his facial features and head shape. I brought the line exactly the same as the other one, but this time, I kept it all the way through. So what I did in this case is when I work with my zero, I followed the zero line, and then I kept it very low. Now, when we work like this, what you need to do is instead of working with your clippers straight, you have to go slightly angled. So what you do is you shave in the middle, but you leave the outline darker, basically, okay? Then I use techniques like Emma's using, with point cut, with my scissors, to remove and personalize the haircut. One tip I wanted to give you, if I come on with my scissors straight, I'm working on the black, on the dark area of the fade. If I'm working 45 degrees angle, I'm working on the gray area of the fade. If I'm working flat to the skin, then I'm going to be working in the light white area, okay? So fading is tones. You have your dark area, your dark line, and then you have the gray, dark gray, and light gray, or gray and white, right? So when you think about fading, think about colors. Think about dark, black, gray, and white. If you do that, if you're able to visualize that, then you'll be able to fade very easily, okay? And that's about it. I'm just going to use a little bit of hairspray to finish it off, and I'll leave you back with Emma.
Okay. I finished it here.
He's now finished.
Come on. Okay. Now you can go. Okay.
Let's make some noise for Emma's model.
And go.
Woo!
Okay. Come on. Yes. Come on. Now, quiero ahora explicar lo que hice en este modelo.
Now Emma wants to explain what he done to this model.
Este modelo ya fue cortado en la clase privada que di a la mañana.
Model was cut in the private class that he had in the morning.
Si pueden enfocar la cámara aquí un poco.
If you can focus the camera on.
Here. No. Here. Don't move, brother, please. Here. Brother, please. Okay.
Nice.
¿Me lo sostiene? Ahí, mientras yo lo... Exacto. Eso. Ok. Lo que hice... Ah, ya no me va a poder decir.
Así puedo hablar.
Okay. The other side. Lo que hice en este modelo fue trabajar con diagonales hacia atrás en los laterales.
What Emma did with his client was doing diagonal sections going backwards.
Eso lo que hizo fue que en los laterales tengamos bastante peso,
That allowed the top of the corner of the head to have a lot more weight.
porque al trabajar con diagonales hacia atrás cuidé el largo en esta zona y dejé bastante corto en esta zona.
And it allowed the taper on the side to be a lot tighter to the head.
¿Ok? En la parte superior trabajé luego desde la nuca una línea central y todo el cabello fue llevado al centro.
On the back, he made a line down the middle and over-directed all the length from the external into the internal, allowing the weight to be created.
Y el frente no lo he tocado demasiado porque el modelo no quería cortarse de la zona frontal.
And on the fringe, he didn't tuck too much because the model didn't want it.
La técnica que hice de fade en los laterales en el taper fue la misma que expliqué en el primer modelo.
The technique he used to fade was the same method he used on the first model.
Ok. Y ese sería lo que he hecho para la presentación el día de hoy. Obviamente nos gustaría poder mostrar más, pero el tiempo es corto, entonces tenemos que darle espacio al resto de los educadores.
Obviously, Emma would like to have a lot more time to showcase his work, but we have to give time for the rest of the educators today.
Así que cuando tú quieras lo hacemos pasar al frente.
Dale.
Dale,
Sí.
vamos.
Okay, guys, so this is pretty much it. We really hope you enjoy this presentation. I mean, we wish we had like 1 hour to properly explain you these trims. But obviously, because we only got 30 minutes, we had to slightly prep them on the back stage. However, we're going to present now all our models. Once again, I hope you like it, guys. And I just wanted to say thanks for BarberSociety for having us. It's an absolute pleasure. And guys, get yourself out there. Everything you need in the industry to grow and be successful is in this room.
Okay, go.
Ah, bueno,